Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with it ain't not fun. Boy, can I drop your bag, sass? I've been here from the start. A little snapback, homie, with a plug in his heart. To these Billy Strum cards and now they rip me apart. Now they run around in circles like them kids in the park. Now I'm afraid of the dark, there ain't no monster inside. I pray to Jesus Christ, homie, they just keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I try to keep it like I'm Texas, got the stop on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know I'm the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I made it out of chump, at least I know I'm up, boy, thump. Like my neighbors jump, pum, boy, I bump. In that Billy Strong, he ain't know, he ain't thump. He just grabbed the pump and made it go dumb. Got a pump cause he got no, homie say
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Here's the former Utah Ute Matt Gay to get this one started. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. Cavante Turpin now from his end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line. Dak going to start out going to the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. On play action, Prescott. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You were always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Steel City at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Here's the former Utah Ute Matt Gay to get this one started. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. Here's Wilson to throw right away. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's able to get this one up to his... before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
2nd and 6. Play action. It's Fields. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. His first pass attempt of the game, Charles, and the pass rusher's right there to hit him. But no fear, he delivered an accurate ball. Nice catch.
And you never want to see your quarterback getting hit, but it also sends a message to the rest of the team when he's able to take that shot and still deliver downfield. Showing a little toughness, and the team rallies around him. This could really help them on their drive.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
How about the job there on the outside? Shed the wide receiver and was able to make the tackle on the perimeter.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Fields. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Just a spectacular run by the always dynamic Justin Fields. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
They go play action with Richardson. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
1st and 10, it's Richardson. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 4. That's complete to Pierce. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Richardson going to move him around. Again, he'll drop to throw. Delivers another one to Pierce. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Colts are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
7-7, our score after one. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Fields being chased out left. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. A first carry for Najee Harris. Taking it right down Broadway. He's to the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, 50 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead. So that a very nice-looking touchdown run.
And on his first carry of the game as well. And you remember, Brandon, we talked to him yesterday, and he thought he was going to have a big game. He thought everything aligned perfectly. He liked what the defense was presenting, and he really liked what he was getting from his blockers.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Richardson going to change the play here. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Up the middle, here's Taylor. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. Richardson to throw off play action. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards, the final tally.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Taylor, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Again, it'll be Taylor. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Here's Fields. Steps away to his left. And some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. On first down, it's Fields. Flushed out right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now run straight ahead with Warren. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Fields steps away. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. A final shot before the break. Fields. His throw incomplete. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. He's got his man. It's Pierce. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Richardson off the play fake. On the move to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he's got Pierce. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Now Richardson going to shift things up. They'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 15. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Fields throw into the hands of Pickens. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage. Got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Now a first down carry for Harris. It was Kwity Paye who made the stop coming off the edge.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's a 2nd and 5. One play action. Fields. Escapes. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the third quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. Now it's Richardson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Richardson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 3rd down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Now Richardson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. 3rd and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
We got 3, fellas, we got 3. Slap. Pass on, lady.
Here's Richardson to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. Here's Fields now on 2nd down. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Tight dog. Check.
is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. From the shotgun, Richardson. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Richardson to throw it. Pass complete to Taylor. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10. Now Fields. Finding Washington. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Here's 1st down. Back to throw. Fields. Into space at the 45. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock. And they move it to the boundary. Field goal range as well.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, He ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Still plenty of time and the 2 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10 now. A handoff for Warren. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On the give, it's Warren. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Harris running straight ahead. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward, because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Not enough. We're all even, and to overtime we go.
How much fun is this for everyone who's watching the game? How much fun is it for us to see this one get an extra period to get settled?
So it's the Steelers who will have the first chance to go down and score here in overtime as we are back underway. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Now a 1st down throw. Fields escaping the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
2nd and 10. Fields again. Forced out to his left. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down at a 21-yard gain.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape. And they paid dearly for not locking up.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. On first down, Fields. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Zaire Franklin. Still going inside the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home, so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we say so long from Pittsburgh. And Richardson will throw to start out here. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
Richardson to the air on first down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd and 8. Now a guy who grew up just south of here across the river, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to Taylor on first down.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. And they'll run. This is Trey Sermon. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Eighth play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
Richardson looking to throw this. That is caught. Touchdown Colts. Josh Downs from 21 yards away. And the Colts are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Second and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
But first down, Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 24. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Got a man, it's Brown. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 12-yard line. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Up the middle with Barkley. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Hurts.
This is caught. Touchdown.
Jalen Hurts finding A.J. Brown. And the Eagles are an extra point away from evening this one up.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And Taylor going to pick up the Colts' first down as he'll get this up past the 35-yard line.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Well, they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle. I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
1st and 10, Taylor now. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Here's 2nd and 3. Off play action. Richardson. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Had no command that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And Richardson back to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. That one finds Pierce right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet. And they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Now a 2nd and 10. Richardson going to move him around. Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. Throw over the middle. Going to be caught here by Mo Alley Cox. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Taylor. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime? Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Richardson looking to throw. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And a big hit there. That was a man coming with bad intentions. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Looking to throw. Richardson. He finds Pierce. It's complete. Touchdown, Colts. Alec Pierce, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Colts' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this third quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator.
And oh, it's blocked. And the Eagles have got it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Oftentimes when you give up a touchdown, it's really a deflation for your entire unit. And the special teams group, when they run out there, they still feel it. And maybe they don't go after it so much. Instead, they gave great effort there. Blocked the extra point and really gave them a lift after giving up the score.
Yeah, gave up the touchdown, lost the lead, but a nice job to get in there and block it. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going. That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
A first down carry for Barkley.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing is Hurts.
Flushed out right.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw.
fans have been bad.
I'm in Miami, so we know the
Fans have been
I
bad.
called her door back with a 50, she wanted the. She said, who? About to make me cancel this Zell. She said, hood is on, but she in a condo that her buddy own. Payment good.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. In the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back and we're underway in Baltimore. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Now an option play on second down. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Jackson now. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. That's taken it around the 40. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second down, another run with Taylor. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on down.
The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down.
Not much happening offensively here early on. That's 2 drives and 0 first downs. This defense, they've come to play, and they're the better of the 2 units here so far.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They'll try and throw for it here. That'll be taken in by Flowers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there, making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver, because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Jackson. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half, as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They go play action now. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The Ravens on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They go play action with Jackson. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 14. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Jackson's throw is on target to Likely. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Oftentimes with these gadget plays, these fakes, we focus on the offense and say, hey, they practiced this week. They were ready. But the defense has practiced these situations too.
And just look at it this way. The two owners sitting up in their boxes, one is saying, boys, my team well prepared. And the other one's like, I got to talk to my coaches. What were they thinking?
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. That's complete to Pierce. He's got room past the 30 and all the way up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Richardson off the play fake. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Richardson. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's Richardson to throw.
Dancing to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Adafe Ole showing off the pass rush skills.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On fourth down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt.
Back deep is Steven Sims.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see.
Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Just one field goal and a tightly played first half as we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a couple. Again, it's Taylor.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Downs going in motion left. Richardson.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on fourth down. Richardson going on fourth down. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A first down carry for Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Well, we're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Quick throw out wide, and Pierce has got it. Fighting his way through contact. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Play action. Now Richardson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now it's Richardson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A big play there for Indy, and even 40 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
Fights free at the 5. And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll run here with Taylor.
And he takes it in for a Colts score.
Jonathan Taylor
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Colts are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter, despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if
Derrick Henry all alone.
Down the right sideline, inside the 20.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with now his 2nd touchdown of this third quarter.
And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Tucker with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Looking to throw. Richardson. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try the right side with Henry. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
94 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage. Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Running from the gun with Henry. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 16. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed, but that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Henry. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, Jackson. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Colts are going to take over with a football.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? Well, this one wasn't sleeping. Maybe it was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now if they stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Kyle Hamilton picks it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time.
Derrick Henry all alone.
Now he's into the clear again.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, 45 yards.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And this one is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Richardson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Roquan Smith, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This to make it a 3-score game late. And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. Now a throw caught by one of their linemen. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over.
You know, I always talk about when teams line up for long field goals, that you should be in a safe defense.
Right.
But you're also in a position here where this is a makeable kick. So rushing it is also part of this strategy. Maybe they use their aggressiveness against them on that fake.
Yeah, with a low trajectory, they're coming in hot, trying to block it. You're right, and obviously it worked out. Down at the 25. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more.
Don't be afraid of the bounce. See when your things levels got to change to your mouth. How can I walk in doubt? Never been a beg, never been a loud mouth. Pen can go for days. I'm obsessed with it, can't change my ways. So blessed with it, what can I say? Top form staying in shape.
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Show you look a piece, wanna see some more.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Pass complete right side to Bowers. And a good job there getting to him quickly after the catch as he's brought down right at the midfield stripe. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. First carry of the game for Zamir White. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll go for it. O'Connell. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's got this down to the 35. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game plan for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game plan for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there. They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On second down, they'll run with White. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long.
O'Connell working from the gun.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and the Raiders jump out to a 3-0 advantage. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They go to the ground again with Taylor.
And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Here's 3rd and 3. Richardson going to change the play here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
On second down, it's Taylor. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor.
26 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Off the play fake. O'Connell.
Rolling to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Throwing on first down, O'Connell. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Throwing, O'Connell.
He goes underneath to Abdullah. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
3rd and long as a defender, all you want to do is guard the first down line. Make sure that everything stays in front and run up there and make the tackle. They did everything exactly right, except making the tackle the running back, and he ends up finding a way to pick up a first down. Brandon, that play just should not happen.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now a 2nd and 2. To the air again with O'Connell.
A dump off for Abdullah. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here's O'Connell. That's caught by Tucker.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing sure. When you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This now a 3rd and 4. And now they'll shift things around.
On 3rd down, Abdullah. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Raiders!
Brock Bowers.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their game.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted.
Ja'Cory Bennett has it. And the Raiders Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. He's got his man. It's Pierce. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce, 53 yards. And the Colts have taken the lead here in this third quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
After the made field goal, Gay back out there to kick it off. And Abdullah will not try to bring it out. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Another carry now for Madison. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Third and 8. Now O'Connell. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Throw left side complete. That's Bowers. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Back to throw. O'Connell. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Terrace Marshall, 43 yards. And the Raiders are able to move back in front. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action with Richardson. And the Raiders have got him. John Jenkins breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So here's a 3rd and 14. Richardson looking to throw this. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown. Alec Pierce. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Colts have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a...
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Trey Tucker, 68 yards. And the Raiders have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Richardson to throw off play action. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
This offense so far on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 6. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. It got his man, complete. Touchdown Colts. Alec Pierce, 71 yards. And the Colts answered back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Gay is on for the point after. And that will make this a 4-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
A second down run for Abdullah. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 37. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll go Madison up the middle.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Up the middle, Abdullah. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Now a give to Madison, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
A shotgun handoff. This is Abdullah.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeouts.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
Look at this, a tight end carry. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
Partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this one away.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll be a little too hot to handle, as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. This is 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Here's 2nd down. Richardson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game. But a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had, because those haven't been great. But they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Well, the black hole and everyone in Vegas on their feet. Here's 3rd down now. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plan.